On this episode of the Turnbuckle, Nick Khan says WWE is in a good position heading into sales and media rights talks. John Moxley gives his thoughts on the CM Punk drama. And Dominik Mysterio says, I wish Eddie was my real father on last night's Raw. Folks, we're reading your favorite wrestling mood of some wrestling news because it's time. Yeah, I couldn't think of anything clever. For the Turnbuckle. According to WWE's internal numbers, the company claims Raw has grown 9% in viewership since last year, while SmackDown has grown 8% and NXT saw a 5% bump. As for premium live events like WrestleMania and SummerSlam, viewership has increased by an average of 53% since WWE partnered with the streaming platform Peacock. WWE has also claimed that its most recent Elimination Chamber and Royal Rumble events were the highest grossing editions ever held of each. WWE's media rights deals with Comcast and Fox, respectively for both Raw and SmackDown, are up in 2024, putting WWE on the clock to either negotiate for renewals or explore other options. But Khan doesn't seem too worried about those talks, expecting to get the ball rolling shortly on those matters. We look to get into the heat of the conversation first with our incumbents by the middle of the year or so, he stated. Depending on the timing and how strategic alternatives shake out, it will either be middle of the year getting hot and heavy or sometime shortly thereafter. So you heard it here, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Khan is going to have relations with whoever decides to buy the company from him. Listen, all right, at the end of the day, man, not everything is for everyone. I'm just going to say that, okay? I'm just going to throw that out there. Do with that what you will, all right? You're not going to see me out there driving a big 18-wheeler, cross country. That's just not something that's for me, And listen, all right, Vince McMahon, he was born into the WWE, and his dad was part of the whole WWE situation. And listen, all right, for a time, Vince was in charge of it and he was doing really well, but he's fallen off. And a lot of people are now going to agree with me when I say that I don't really think that Vince really fits into the mold of today's WWE standards. And listen, all right, that's just how it be. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. There's nothing we can really do about that. As you can plainly tell, the WWE is like, look, man, we're doing really well right now. The company's doing exceptionally well. Not to say that the company wasn't doing bad when Vince was in charge, albeit he was, doing a couple things differently, right, than everybody else. He was still pulling numbers in, right, and he was still getting the deals, and he got the Fox deal with the $1 billion, and he was doing the Saudi Arabia thing. Listen, all right, think of that with what you will. He was getting money. He was bringing revenue in. People wanted to actually come and stay in the WWE. So listen, you can't really get mad at Vince McMahon. You can't really say things like, oh, Vince wasn't doing anything for the company and anything like that. It's like, you can't say that because you're ignoring all of the things that he did, leading up to this point. But listen, okay, at this moment in time, Vince, your services are no longer needed. We're going in a different direction, and it's actually worked out in our favor, and that's the way that we're going to keep doing things. So hopefully in the near future, somewhere close to my birthday month, we're going to be hearing a couple more rumblings about, somebody being like, gimme, money, please. Well, not money. Well, WWE's going to be like, money, please, So we're going to have to wait and see who steps up to the plate, all right? Next, we're going to talk about AEW's John Moxley on the CM Punk comments and how he doesn't want to get dragged into that crap. On this week's The Sessions with Renee Paquette, Moxley talked about the Instagram post where Punk claimed Moxley didn't want to lose to him. It's really annoying, Moxley said. Just because somebody said some stupid crap on social media, that's not news, but it is and became a thing. I don't want to get dragged into this dumb crap. I could unload on a lot of people right now, but I'm not going to sink to that level. Moxley noted that he was a free agent during the summer to the point where he could have even shown up to WWE SummerSlam with the AEW title if he wanted. He didn't re-sign with the company initially as he wanted to take things slow after having just left rehab after getting that advice. I wanted to just ease into it and see what life was like on the other side, Moxley said, noting AEW extended his contract because of the time he spent in rehab, which he said was glad they did. Moxley is frustrated that instead of talking about things like Kenny Omega versus El Hijo del Vikingo or Revolution, they're talking about controversy. Let me be clear, the vast majority of people there don't cause any problems there, but they're getting sucked down into this crap like everybody else. There's plenty of people who want to get better and perform. it sounds like he's talking about the CM Punk thing as a whole. It doesn't sound like he's talking about the brawl. It doesn't sound like he's talking about that. It sounds like he's talking about the people who, I guess, know about the brawl, or people who have their thoughts on the brawl, you know what I'm saying? And he said, I'm not going to sink to that level. So clearly, there are some things that those people, now let's assume that it's about like 3 to 4, I guess, because he said a lot, right? So, it could be 2, I don't know, it could be 1, who knows? But I assume that he is implying that there are some things that he could say regarding their actions or regarding their thoughts on the matter and what have you. And from what it sounds like the thoughts and their actions and all that sort of stuff isn't necessarily the best take, you know what I'm saying? And he doesn't want to sink to that level, which is fair, and I respect him for that. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, Moxley, you should talk about it. If he doesn't want to talk about it, that's perfectly fine. I'm not going to sit here and harp on anything like that. I wanted to talk about this mainly because that ending passage was very telling in the sense of well, clearly there's, more going on than what we are initially speculating. And although I kind of feel a little bit, I was going to say goopy. I feel a little bit slimy about this just because it's I don't want to talk about the CM Punk. I don't know what this is. I don't want to talk about the CM Punk job and blah, blah, blah. And Jericho's the stooge and blah, blah. But yeah, here I am talking about it. But I do like that this is a different perspective and we're taking it from a different, avenue. So clearly Moxley shares the sentiment with a lot of different people, right? In the sense of look, can we please move on? Can we talk about other stuff? So I respect Moxley for that. And I'm curious to see if at some point Moxley, what Moxley alluded to right here is going to eventually culminate into something else. So I don't actually know. We're going to have to wait and see. Finally, we're going to be talking about Dominik Mysterio on Raw and how he says he wishes Eddie was his real father. On last night's Raw, an irate Dominik continued to berate his family for their failure to protect him, but it was the concluding portion of his promo that triggered an unpleasant gasp from fans in Phoenix, Arizona. What kind of father hits his own son? What kind of mother sits there and does nothing? The silence was deafening, Dominik said, referring to the now viral segment from last week's SmackDown where Ray finally accepted his son's WrestleMania 39 challenge. I should have told my mom to shut up a long time ago. Dominik then referenced the custody of Dominik ladder match between Ray and Eddie in 2005, which Ray won. Dad, I've never said this out loud, but I wish Eddie was my real father and you never existed, Dominik said while staring into the camera, because my entire family is a disgrace to the Mysterio name, and the Mysterio name will be mine at WrestleMania. As Dominik continues to pay homage to Eddie through his mannerisms, fashion sense, and mullet, fans on social media have suggested the possibility of Dominik arriving for his match in Eddie's trademark lowrider at WrestleMania 39. Dominik has also been performing Eddie's signature shimmy and frog splash to further emulate the late wrestler. I don't think for even a second that there's a storyline leading into WrestleMania that I personally am more invested in and more excited for than Dominik versus Rey Mysterio. This storyline has been, and without a shadow of a doubt, 10 out of 10. It has been absolutely brilliant because it started out as Dominik joining the dark side and Ray being like, ay, mijo, ay, mi corazón, and it's pretty much just been Ray being like, oh my God, Dom, what are you doing to me? Please, why are you doing this? Why? And then Ray was like, I can't get through to my son. Every time I look at him, it makes me want to cry. I gotta get out of here. And then, Dom's not on Raw. Wait, where's Ray? Is Ray on SmackDown? The point is, Ray has been, dying of a broken heart, and Dom has been, I don't even know how to explain how Dominik has it's been improvement after improvement after improvement. He's been absolutely fantastic on the mic. He has been fantastic in the ring. He is doing the perfect shit-eating heel where the promo that he cut where it went from, fight me, Ray, fight me, you're not gonna fight me, and then Ray hits him, and then he goes, oh, Ray, how could you hit me? What's wrong with you? I couldn't do enough chef kisses to emulate just how amazing this storyline is. The storyline is absolutely perfect. I love Dom's character in this. If you're Rey Mysterio, you are over the moon. You're over the moon. that you are currently involved in one of the hottest storylines going into WrestleMania, and it's against your son. I don't even, the pride, the joy, the adulation, the admiration is just exuding off of both of them, man. And, okay, this may just be me, right, reading between the lines just a little bit too much. But if you noticed, right, so Dom, that, first of all, can we talk about the promo? Absolutely incredible, okay? The crowd is booing him, right? Dom is beside himself. He is beside himself. He went on like a full Spanish tirade. That's how angry he was. Damien puts his hand on Dom's shoulder. There's a piece of me that's like, that is Damien subtly telling Dom, you are doing incredible. Like, this storyline, I don't even know how to. I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited. I want Dom to win so bad. I don't think that that's going to happen, but man. And there's rumors about Dominik using Eddie's lowrider. How do I do a chef's kiss bigger than that? This is one of the most sought after matches that is going into WrestleMania. I genuinely cannot think of a match that is more built than this, except for Sami Zayn, except for the Zayn Owens Usos situation. Who cares? Okay, whatever. We know they're gonna Canada, whatever. Okay, I am all for the Dominik Rey Mysterio match. Okay, blah blah, undisputed tag team. Whatever, bloodline, whatever, okay? You got Ray and Dom, okay? That's really what you need to be looking at, all right? Goodness gracious. What do we talk about? Nick Khan says the WWE is in a good position. That's good to know. Like I said, Nick Khan is good. I like to think that someone is like, all right, I want to buy WWE. And then they're like, okay, go to that room. And they go to the room, and then they open the door. And it's Nick Khan, subtly, you know what I'm saying? Rose in his mouth and all that sort of stuff, hello. And you're like, I just want the company, man. So, oh man, that's just me. I'm just being an idiot. But no, listen, all right, WWE's doing immaculate, right? They've got the storylines, they've got the premium live events, they've got the wrestlers feeling good about being here again, and it's just great. It's all just a really nice, you know what I'm saying? Just a really nice chef's kiss on everything. And I'm glad that WWE doesn't have to worry about it. Moving over to AEW, however, Jon Moxley's clearly given his thoughts about how he feels about the whole drama between CM Punk. He doesn't necessarily specify what it is about it that he is upset about. He's upset about it as a whole. Why are we talking about this? Why is this even a thing? You know what I mean? But I do like that he came out and was like, hey, this is my thoughts on it. Again, he said, I could effing unload on a lot of effing people right now. So that tells you that some people are involved in this matter, and they clearly have, again, right, their actions and the things that they've said have clearly struck a nerve with Jon Moxley, and they clearly have not really approached this in the way that you would assume is the best course of action. And man, this Dominik Mysterio storyline, I could do that for 20 minutes and it still wouldn't be enough. This storyline is absolutely immaculate. It's perfect. I love Dom's character. I love how Dom has just gone to the stratosphere in terms of improvement. He's doing absolutely fantastic. Rey Mysterio, he could commit mitosis from how happy he is. He could split into two different people and look at each other and go, that's amazing over there. You see that? I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, man. This is absolutely fantastic. And I, for one, cannot wait to see this match, okay? Folks, that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully everybody has a wonderful tonight and a wonderful tomorrow. And as always, big hugs. Big hugs all around.